have a wonderful guest today, Miss Lisa Pierce.
Hey,
Cheers.
cheers.
I wish you could have a glass of wine with me, but in honor of Nene,
Mm, yeah,
that is an old nickname.
that
The
is an
times have
old,
changed.
old nickname. Yes,
You have grown up.
I think we all have. That was so
Yes,
long ago.
that is. I doing these. I've learned a lot about a lot of different people
Mm-hmm.
because you start thinking when I'm preparing for who's coming in, I start thinking about how do I know them,
Okay.
what have they done, and in my process for being prepared, the biggest thing that I just absolutely love about you is you can be extremely professional and extremely fun at the same time. Like, and you always have been, even when you were a PE teacher at Sandy Creek,
Mm-hmm.
you never blurred the lines. And I think that's tremendous because I have trouble with that. I blur the lines nonstop.
You can though. You can in your profession. I mean,
I
you're.
guess you can.
Yeah.
It's a
You
little
can't
different for
with
teachers.
kids. Yeah.
No.
Line.
Line. Do not cross.
Don't cross.
Yes. But I think, I mean, that's a big deal. What is your title now?
I'm an assistant principal.
Assistant principal. So that's a pretty important. Like, I know a lot of assistant principals or anyone in teachers and everything that hide their social media. They don't eat at the restaurants in their town because of drinking. Is that changed? Or when I was a lay coach, they told me I could not go to Wings and Things, which was 1 mile from my house, and drink beer with my friends.
Yes, that's very. It is part of one of the professionalism standards, and that has to do with community involvement and ethics. So you wouldn't want to be out in public displaying one kind of image, and then go in the next day and see kids who just saw you the night before at Wings and Things, throwing back.
Even though they were at Wings and Things with their parents,
they were,
who were throwing back.
They were. I know. Just
that was my last year of coaching baseball. Because they wanted me to go to, and I asked another teacher, is this normal? And they were like, yeah, we go to Henry County from Fayette to drink if we're going to drink. And I was like, hell no, I'm not driving over there to have a couple beers.
Teachers are too tired now. They just don't do it. They don't do it.
I love it.
We're tired. Educators are tired.
All right, let's talk about how we met, how we know each other. I think it's a pretty incredible story. There's so many stories we could talk about.
Yeah.
I've got questions and all kind of things. We might not ever get to it because of the memories from.
Oh my God, that was how many years ago?
Operation Bootcamp. Hell, is it 15?
I was thinking 14 or 15. I can't remember, but what a ride! That kicked off the fitness journey in Peachtree City
for a lot of people.
For a lot of people.
Yeah, for Peachtree City.
I mean, everywhere in Fayette.
I mean, maybe, I don't know what it was like before, but I do know.
Gyms.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people. Look at Leo. Look at Scott Porter.
Yeah.
That did this little old boot camp just to get in shape, and now they're Ironmen. And still doing triathlons.
You tried to do that, didn't you?
I did a half Ironman, 2 of them.
Wow. Okay.
Some people say that I'm still an Ironman. I say I'm a half Ironman because I don't think I can claim Ironman with just.
Yeah, it is what it is. I thought you did an incredible job at bringing the community together.
It was cool. It was the oddest group of people that the O'Neills. How odd is that?
J-Lo.
How odd is that she brought her entire family? Like aunts, uncles, cousins, not really, but she's got 11 kids, so.
I mean, without adoption, it was the Brady Bunch to like the 100th degree.
Yes, and they all came into boot camp. Then, it is. They got married, and when they were engaged, then was that a prerequisite? Jane, you can answer that they had to. You're not marrying my child unless you come to boot camp.
That's right. Yeah, they were incredible.
We had wedding workouts.
The kids' workouts on Saturday mornings.
The kids' workouts. Those pictures with the candy cane shirt and just us doing the cookie exchange are incredible.
And just think, you were just trying to get to 10 years.
Yeah.
And it just kept growing.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty incredible.
It was cool. And I think a lot of people that like to give me credit for that, I mean, it ain't me. It's the effort of everybody. I just brought something to the town that everybody was able to get involved in. That all of a sudden everyone is good friends, and we had a lot of people like the core group that still me and John and Dory still work out.
Yeah.
Matt Tuff and Ryan probably was after you. Like I even forget the years, but so many people, a large chunk of their fitness was.
There were phases, definitely phases. The beginning, the middle, and then the.
Yeah, and I don't even know where anybody fits on that.
I think I was a beginning. I was a beginning.
Yeah. Oh, you definitely were.
Yeah.
You were the first chunk. I saw Joy. She came to Aiden's graduation party. Her and Bob looked fantastic.
Yep.
So what is Joy now? She's got to be high 70s, right?
Let's don't say that. I don't want to put numbers.
Okay. Either way.
Yeah.
10 years ago, she was an instructor.
She was like the example.
Yes.
Like you couldn't say I'm too old.
No, you could not. She led workouts. She did all the yoga parts. Anytime we wanted to include that, it was incredible.
Oh my gosh. We were swimming through lakes. I almost died. I think I had that thing on my clavicle and I didn't know what it was. I swore I got it from an ant bite. Remember that? Do you remember?
No.
Yeah, it was bad. You had Mike Duncan and Melanie out there.
Mike. I see Mike once in a while.
Oh God, that was a good time.
And when it spawned into the running and the hash runs, and that's probably the water part, but we laugh now because we still work out a couple days a week, and now we put
I would love to see everybody to come back together and try to just do the warm up.
Oh, just the warm. Oh yeah, just the warm up. We work out now, and I show up 10 minutes late because I don't want to do the warm up. Like I can't do it. But we, before, if they ever made you go on concrete, we were pissed. We're like, that's hard. Yeah. Now we concrete. We avoid the grass all the time. We're like, I'm not getting wet.
No.
So we place everything on that.
Yeah, the geese and duck. I don't know.
Oh,
it was
the
a good
poop,
time.
and then there were things there were stickers in the grass when we'd have to do bear crawls.
There's so much
stuff.
stuff.
Those bear crawls.
I don't know.
I wish we had more video at that time to show what badasses we are.
We were.
Because it was intense.
I brought the softball team out there. Yeah, the day before a big game and we lost. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to the Booster Club people. Sorry.
You lost afterwards, or you brought them out?
Yeah, I brought them that morning. It was the day of a big game. It's when I had the bug, and then the girls were like, they got hit by a bus right before the game, and we lost. So we went to state that year.
It was good for them.
Yeah.
We worked out in Sandy Creek Gym once, and it was weird because nobody liked that.
No.
Because it was dry air inside.
Like
that's the kind of freaks that we were.
Yeah.
We worked out outside. We liked getting wet. We all had towels. Our clothes were awful. Like
singing.
The dress-up days.
The most inappropriate things. Yes.
Yeah, that part has not changed. But the dress-up days I do miss because these people won't dress anymore. Now, granted, there's like 7 of us.
Yeah.
And it's harder to. But the pictures still pop up where we had tons of people.
Oh my God, it was so much fun.
And the Christmas parties. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had graduation parties at the end of every month. We had, so Bootcamp was a 30-day sign-up. And the last Friday at the end, we went to a restaurant or somewhere and had a graduation party. And that's when people put on their hair and makeup and dressed up.
You didn't recognize anybody.
You could drink alcohol for the first time.
Yeah.
And eat some things for the first time. And it's one of those things I think where a lot of the campers thought they were shocked to see us eat a
out of our element
or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they thought we were just perfect.
Because we had those little books we were checking.
And the books. That was awesome. What was your favorite dress up? Do you remember any of them?
Me and Audrey Pearson, we came as the tourists in those blow up.
I had that in my head as I was asking the question. I was like, who was dressed up like that?
Me and Audrey did, and then I did the Jamaican one day. I did Bob Marley.
We did the Olympics.
And we did the Olympics. We did disco nights.
Yes.
Oh.
We did, I think that was prom. And I hung that disco ball in that tree right there by the waterfall. That disco ball.
Yeah.
Is so old. That disco ball.
And that tree is gone.
Yes, the big tree. That was the most beautiful tree in Peachtree City. It was. And they didn't even try to plant over it. But
Peachtree City, get it together.
Yeah, plant some trees. All right, let's go to the alligator. Sorry, because I really wanted to lead onto this. What do you think about this damn alligator?
One, I think it's fake news. Could it be?
Could
it be? I've never seen this alligator.
I thought I'm,
And we were swimming near those lakes.
I don't get it. Like it's just the hypocrisy of everyone. Now, listening to some people tell stories, because met some people that are like, yeah, we saw it, and several people have seen it, so I do believe it was real. But I'm shocked at
The empathy.
the empathy for an
Alligator that will eat your
that will
dog
eat
or
your
cat
dog or your child.
or child. Yes,
Like I was shocked
I know.
that I mean, it's incredible that
I know.
and the people that thought, would you stop if you hit that alligator at 1:30 in the morning? Would you have stopped to check and see if it was okay?
I can't say. I cannot say what I want to say right now, but the answer would be no.
No.
Because I'm sure all of you people who are missing animals or the children, we would know about it. I can tell you where it's at.
You think they cut him up?
Someone said something about taxidermy. They were going to put him up somewhere. I don't. I mean, put him up over the bridge. I don't know.
That would be funny. There will be every race shirt in Fayette County is going to have that on it now.
Mm-hmm.
I was really surprised at the. I don't know. I guess the I'm not going to outrage in the right word, but just the. Oh my God!
It was the news. It made it on the news, and it kept repeating. And
now, have you heard about a pig? Somebody said, "Oh, I didn't live here 8 years ago when y'all had a giant
pig,
a hog." They said they thought it was Sonoya, but it was on the news as Coweta Fayette, and it was.
Let's give it to Coweta. Let's give it to Coweta. Peachtree City's got the alligator now.
Yes, but some guy was on the news because he finally killed it, and everybody thought it was a monster. Nobody knew what it was. They'd have all these sightings and all that. And I was like, God, I was here. I never heard that. If you have heard of the hog story for Coweta County, I'd like more information. I keep meaning to look that up. So we did boot camp. We almost raised our kids together as littles.
Oh, the kids. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't believe, empty nester over here.
Wow. So I got one more, but we did just both graduate a kid. Your last, my first.
Your first, my last. And this empty nest thing is not a bad thing. I think people need to embrace it more.
Really?
I really do. I mean, it's exciting planning things and going out to eat again. You're not cooking for, like boys can eat. So. Yes. It's just different. I'm embracing it. It's the natural order of events.
So does it change as far as your house being clean? Like when they're in high school, are they cleaner than so I still got a middle schooler and the house is just, I don't even clean half the time because I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's just nonstop a dish of this or that. Are they cleaner in high school or is it now clean because I know when Max is with his mom, my house is clean the whole weekend.
No, I would say it doesn't change. It is what it is. But Will's the oldest. He's a little different though. He's everything has an order.
I don't have anybody like that.
Well, he's a special child. And then Brooks is into his he goes to the Goodwill. He does the thrifting thing and he sells it. He likes the T-shirt man at T-shirt City. Give him a shout out.
What is that?
He's right down the street, T-shirt City. It's a big thing right where we were working out. But he's
across the street where the skateboard shop was?
I think that's over there. And he goes and sells with him and stuff. And he does the estate sales, goes and finds the vintage stuff.
So it's like he sells shirts that he finds.
Oh yeah, he's got his own business. Wants? Yeah.
Wow.
Loves the
baseball cards are back now too.
Mm-hmm. So he's great. Whitewater did a good job. I'm glad we're done. We're signing off, Fayette County.
How nice is it to Tracy, a friend, posted her unsubscribing to that email where you're constantly getting every Friday going, hey, your son is failing.
Oh, that Infinite Campus. Let's put a lid on it, people. Like, we know. I know when my son doesn't turn something in.
I've had parents tell me that they shut that thing off while their kid was in school because you don't really get a straight answer out of your kid. Like, every time I ask Max, I turned it in. I turned it in. Oh, I turned that in today.
It's a talking point. And I think that's what they want us to do. As an administrator, it's a talking point. You want the parents to be aware. Like, I know when he's late. I know when he's not there. But to get the alert, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I'd be making a lot of money right now.
You know what I want?
What?
I want you as an educator to raise my child. I don't want to have to do
I would love to raise your child. I love children.
I am busy teaching them to raise the toilet seat. You teach them how to turn their homework in.
I can do that. I can do that. It takes relationships.
Yes, it does. All right, tell me about Lisa Pierce growing up. We have never talked about this. What is your best memory with Mama Phyllis growing up?
Oh man, this is going to lead into the reason I adopted, because I didn't need to, we didn't need to procreate another Lisa. I think that it's safe to say that.
So nurture versus nature. What do we?
There's a lot of genetics there, but I heard they skip generations, so maybe I was safe and I didn't know it.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think the best, when I was younger, I was a very mischievous. I was not scared of anything, so that was not. I mean, I put my mom and dad. I took them there to the limit, past it. Yeah.
They ever kick you out or threaten?
We probably don't need to repeat any of that, but.
They're not watching.
They're probably gonna. If you share this, my mom, they need a good laugh. But no, the best story would be maybe when I took the car out. I wasn't ready to drive yet, to the tune of maybe a year. I don't know. Put the car in a ditch or something.
We've always been I think, once our kids got into middle school and high school, we've kind of not spent as much time together.
Right.
And I think that was nature giving us a sign, because I don't think the world can handle us.
Burning the candle at both ends. Yeah. If it sounded like a good idea, we were going to take it to the next level.
Yes. Because I also stole the family car a couple times. I remember I passed my mom.
Yes, and that's exactly how I got caught. I put mine in a ditch, but I got it out. It was not damaged. And I paid, and I was very responsible. When I got the tow truck to come get it, I knew exactly what to do. The tow truck bought it. I washed it. I paid for that tow truck in pennies. I had rolled pennies, $50 worth of pennies. No one was going to know except for my dad's friend that drove by.
I would say God has a plan for me. I don't know what it is yet or what age he's going to tell me what it is. But I just remember I stole my brother's car. We got rolled one night. Remember that was cool.
That was cool.
That was awesome. That was a memory that when Max gets older, I'm rolling people.
Okay.
I give everyone permission to roll my house. I will not get mad. Let them kids have some damn fun.
Right.
And we got rolled, and I don't know, it was some girl that I wasn't really happy with. And so I went and I was dumb. I stole my brother's car off of campus.
Ooh.
It's during school. And, he probably didn't know this. And went and threw all the trash into her yard. And her parents come out. It was so bad. They were just like, "What are you doing?" That's literally, they looked at me like, "This is the dumbest thing ever." Who does
this? Who does trash?
No. It was just a trash bag full of toilet paper. It wasn't trash.
Oh,
it was all the toilet paper that they had.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It wasn't bad, but, I stole a car. And I was 14.
Yeah.
But, and then I almost hit a pole. When I talk about how God has a plan.
That's right.
I mean, I remember, making a turn. I didn't know how to drive.
Right.
Or how to adjust the speed. And I turned. And, I mean, that car was that close to wrapping around a pole. And I just remember I went straight home after that. I was like, and that was the last time I did it.
Did you get caught?
No, I never got caught. I never got caught in any of them.
Wow.
When I passed my mom.
See?
So my mom left. So as soon as she left, I decided to get in the car and I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And so I leave, and then I pass her, and I'm thinking, shit, she's coming back home. She forgot something.
Yep.
I don't know if they went back home or if she just went the opposite direction.
Your mom knows.
But
she knows.
She probably
See, my mom was just brave enough to say, "Is there anything you want to tell me?"
I need to ask her if she knows. I don't know. But that took the joy. She stole my joy because I didn't enjoy that ride after that point.
I wish we could take I wish our kids could grow up when we grew up, and there wasn't cell phones or any of that stuff.
I wish that you could monitor who gets to see it. If somehow there was a way that only you could see it.
You could adjust the outcome.
Because I would love to have video of me acting a fool as a kid, but I sure don't want anybody else seeing it.
No. And what do you think about, talking about kids being kids, I don't know if everybody's paying attention, but Governor Kemp has signed into law now, K through 8, you cannot have cell phones in school. What y'all going to do? Ooh. How do you feel about that as a parent?
See, I'm probably different than everybody else because
Right.
my only reason for my child to have a cell phone in school
Right.
is because of school shootings. That's the only thought that I have of why he needs. But in that case, I want it on him, and I'm mad at the middle school now. They make him put it in his locker.
Okay.
So to me, it does no good.
Yeah.
So I don't really care.
So they do that at his school.
At Booth, he cannot have it on him. I believe McIntosh you can have it on him at high school, but in middle school, it has to be in your locker.
So the big debate now is, are they going to enforce high school?
Yeah. So, but that's through 8th grade. So no cell phone at all. Like you can't even have it in your.
The big argument now is, are we going to enforce this in high school? Because it's so distracting.
Well, they should.
That's how I feel. But I'm just me.
Yeah, I imagine but I want my kid to have his phone after school because.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid getting left at school. I remember just miscommunication, practice getting canceled, all those things. And, what's the big deal after school? Just make them like it. If you see it, you take it.
I wish it was that easy, but.
I'm sure. It's easier than picking. And my kid listens and would comply. And I imagine there's a lot of kids that if you tried to take someone's property, they would.
Right.
So I don't know what that looks like.
I loved it. I think that at one of the schools I worked at, they couldn't have it at all, and they were so attentive.
Yeah.
There was learning going on. I mean, I liked it.
I would imagine especially with the videos, the TikTok, and trying to create, because Max is in that stage now where they're trying to create a video out of everything.
Right.
I don't care where we go. Oh, let's do it, and then it's a stop.
Right.
We're in the middle of freaking whatever New York City, and it's not about New York City. It's about let's do a TikTok.
Let's do a TikTok or the airport.
I don't know. I don't care what they do. Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't record me on.
Just don't record
Saturday.
me. I know. Or see Miss Pierce go the other way.
Exactly. All right. So tell me about your dad. I like to do costume changes, and you gave me a Tennessee jersey of your dad's.
Mm-hmm.
I had his jersey, and I know I had it hanging up forever. I probably got mad at Tennessee and was like,
yeah.
I didn't throw it away, but I couldn't find it. So your dad played football for Tennessee.
Dad, I let him borrow it. Okay, I have it. Okay, I just let him borrow it. Yeah.
No, you had a bunch. I thought.
A what?
I thought you had like a bunch. You got
no.
Oh,
there's a few of them. He has a few. Okay, I've got the last one he went to at the reunion.
I will definitely give it back.
Okay.
Because I'm a Georgia fan.
Yeah.
I hate Tennessee.
I'm not sure what happened there. It's a blur.
Yeah. I was honored.
So yes,
because it was a big deal. Like I respect that your father played college football and that you had his jersey. I wonder if you were on the sauce. Maybe. No,
I don't know about that. But anyway, yes, he did play.
He did play.
He talked about one time where he was in the end zone and they were playing Texas and that bull was right next to him. And the coach kept telling him to scoot back. And he was like, I'm not scooting back anymore. That bull's right there. So I think that's a good story. I'll leave that one right there.
I never thought about that.
And it was also interesting. I saw some of the commercials back then and they were advertising smoking and stuff like that. Yeah. And it was during, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine what it was during that. But
yeah, it was.
That was an interesting time too.
Yeah.
Like every generation.
It wasn't very diverse.
Yeah, no. And it's still not.
I know.
I want to talk. You don't have an answer for this, but I went to the Boy Scout camp this week. There wasn't no black people.
Huh.
None. I mean, I say none. Out of the 3,000 scouts, there were maybe 10. And most of them were African.
Huh.
I believe. And I was just looking at our troop going, what is going on here? And then looking at every other troop and looking at the lunchroom. And I was like, why is that a white thing? And how do we get them more involved? Because we talk about this. I took a swimmer's course and they talked about how things changed in 2020, that a lot of swimming pools in low income areas shut down. And how scouts, they're having to really up and put a lot of rules in for swimmers because now it's like only 38% of people know how to swim.
Interesting.
And they were talking about in low income areas where the pool's closed for a year. A lot of them in those low income areas never rebuilt them.
Oh,
So those kids are coming to scout camp, never been in water before.
wow, that's
Yeah,
scary.
and that's that's obviously white kids too.
Yeah.
But
I think in socioeconomic, like where it's low socioeconomic, that's you're going to have that problem
yeah,
where they've got to be taught how to swim, and then you have to have the resources to either have a lifeguard there or there pools there. So I think that that's just the areas in general. But I don't know about the whole diversity with
yeah.
Boy Scouts.
So, and the reason I bring stuff like this up, I hope somebody will see it, and
Say,
if maybe that's a passion of yours, and maybe we realize, hey, there's a lot of people with a lot of money now too.
right.
So maybe if you're looking for somewhere to put your money, find a pool in a low income area. Find a community center that has a pool.
Yeah, get some resources.
And let's figure out how to open that pool up and get these kids swimming.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know why that's so important, but it kind of is to me.
Well, I think it speaks to, I mean, if you talk about Fayette County's got, I mean, there's a lot of money in Fayette County. And other counties too, but I'm just saying, and our school systems are phenomenal here. I mean, you can look at the scores, it's public, but I don't know where I was going with this. Oh, I know where I was going with this. If you look at the number of students that are going to private schools, charter schools, um, I don't know where I was going with this. Stop it. I know where I was going with this, but I don't want to go there. Okay, because I don't need to go there. But
okay.
Yeah, cut that one out. We're gonna cut that out.
Cut. Yeah. And I just had something to say too, and it's gone.
I know where I was going with it. I'm like, I can't. No, we're not going to get into Lisa Pearson's opinions.
This is the first attempt at having a glass of wine during a podcast, and maybe it's not something that I should do moving forward.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I was going to ask about you as an educator. How much do you think? How much has it changed? As far as we talked about a little bit when you walked in about the pressures on teachers to perform, and are kids getting the same level of education? Is it higher because of those standards, or is it just skewed and it's just messed up?
No, I think the data's good. I think the data is definitely good. When you go to an affluent county where school systems are on point and they are getting a good education, they are. I mean,
so that's worth the extra that you're going to pay in property taxes, or not?
It is
just, or in the price of the house, because
I mean, where there are good school systems, people move to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's money, it's a game, it's part of it, it's part of the game. But I think that teachers are tired. Like, I think teachers get a bad rap on these. They don't get 2 months off. They get time to regroup, recharge, because you want the best version of that teacher in the building or in the class with your kid. Yeah. And there's just so much pressure on our teachers today. More so than it was when we were growing up.
So a lot of people say that middle school teachers are I don't know if worst is right, the lowest qualified, not qualified, because I don't know what, the worst teachers end up in middle school.
I don't agree with that. I think that middle school is hard.
It's got to be hard.
I personally do not, I personally choose like high school kids, because I'll be honest, like dealing with middle school kids, they're going through hormonal changes, they're irrational. I mean, it's crazy. They're exposed to so much during those 3 years. You've got to be, and I've worked with some really phenomenal middle school teachers, and they've done such a great job, but it's just hard. It's just, you got to love that age group.
Yeah. Well, I don't ever know if my kid's telling the truth, if it's exaggeration, but they'll come home and be like, oh, that teacher said she hates teaching and she can't wait to be done in 2 years. Mm. I'm like, she really said that? He's like, oh, she said it, as blah, blah, blah. And you never know. I mean, he could take it out of context. And so many things. But both him and Aiden, with a 5-year gap, said the same thing about a teacher at some point. Said that they're just angry and mad and said, I hate this and I'm so tired of y'all and I can't wait to.
Well, you've worked with people who were angry before. There are probably some angry people in jobs that they don't appreciate.
Yes.
So.
There are. And I was a substitute teacher for a while, and I actually I probably liked middle school better than high school.
Yeah.
Because middle school, they acted like fools, but they still were a little afraid.
Very impressionable.
Right. Mm-hmm. They still respected authority a little bit.
Right.
High school, kids that were horrible.
They can call you out. They can call you on your game. If you don't like what you're doing, they know. And that's the thing. And I think I appreciate that dialogue with a kid that can have a conversation does know right from wrong, or you can steer them in the right direction. And it's just like they're almost there to the finish line.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Yeah. So how do they know? Like, how's the teacher, the dialogue, the words, the skibbity dibbity, and all of that stuff? How do they deal with that? You don't even know if a kid's making fun of you or answering a question for a test. Like the language, I've never seen anything like this. This language that they talk now, I like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
I like it a lot, but I've never seen it so entrenched, like where it's every word of their language. Like they can say they could talk for 5 minutes and not use an English word.
Okay. And you can relate to this. So even when you were the boot camp instructor, with kids in high school and teachers and leaders, we feel like we have to dumb it down or lower the bar because we think they can't when we should be setting the bar. And I think we lower our bar too much. I think that when you believe in somebody, when you believed in the campers, when you believed in the 60-year-old that said they can't run from here to there, I think that speaks volumes leadership in general. So when high school teachers get a chance to reset, they get different kids, they have different schedules, even the leaders that are working with the teachers. When you set the bar high, I think that everyone can aspire to meet the bar. And when you can get them to believe in meeting the bar, those are the ones that you end up having people run through the brick wall for you, so to speak. I always use the Nick Saban. There's a reason his team would just knock down a wall for him. So I think that if we had that mentality
that Bootcamp's whole motto was we're gearing the workout to the fittest person.
That's right.
We didn't gear the workout to the slowest person because then everyone in front of them didn't get a good workout.
That's right.
We geared it to the fittest person, and then everyone else we gave alternatives to. Right, this is what you can do.
That's right.
While we're doing this, you can do this.
Yes.
You can't do a full push-up. Well, then you can be doing this.
Get on your knees.
But the workout is geared towards the fittest person. So.
And what did everybody do in the back? They rose up.
They did.
Front to backs.
They did.
God, I hated front to backs. But because you was public shaming, but it's not. But you were like, okay, I'm gonna get up there in the front.
You felt part of the group the whole time.
You felt part of the team, yeah.
You felt part of it, and no one left behind. I mean, that was all the H&L.
Yes, no one left behind. We need to have more of that. Yes. No one left behind.
And there's a saying I think Keller Williams uses. It's people become what the words that you surround them with. They become.
Yeah.
I need to get that quote, but it's basically people become what you speak into them.
That's right.
So if you're constantly telling them they're great, they're a hero, they're clean, and I've tried to remember that with my kids instead of constantly going, God, you're so dirty, to instead constantly going, man, you're a clean person. Why is this out
here? Yeah.
You're a smart kid. Why did you fail? Instead of pulling the neck and go, you're a respectful kid. You're a Boy Scout. Why are you leaving that trash?
Right.
And it was all about speaking into them what you wanted them to become instead
of
sense. The negative of, you're so dirty, you're so nasty, you're so slow.
Right. And it's what's that saying, like the worst behavior you tolerate in a business or in a school, that's your standard?
Yeah. That works.
It works. Maybe we made it up. I don't know.
There's another one where it says people, I think it's people treat you how you allow them to, there's a better saying. We suck at this.
We're going to start our motivational business. If you'd like to contact us to come speak to your business, please reach out to davidmansour.com.
Please say something positive to us. What is that damn saying? I ain't got one of them. It's something people will treat you how you allow to treat
That's right.
So if you allow your kids to smart mouth you.
Well, they're going to smart mouth you.
Yeah, or if you allow someone you're dating to hit you, then that is what it is. It's you dictate how people treat you.
That's right.
So
yeah.
Let's see. So you adopted 2 kids from Guatemala. I just went to Guatemala. Y'all supported
I saw
me.
that. Yes. How
Thank
exciting
you.
Was that?
That was cool. That was really cool because we do have a lot of friends that are from Guatemala, or y'all adopted kids from Guatemala. So just to go there and see it, and I had conversations because I remember what all y'all went through when you adopted, how things changed, and it was crazy. It's just amazing how I get it's just different because there's just no money, and people will leave their kids to
It's
survive.
so sad.
It
It's
is,
very sad.
and then that they had to stop adoption
Hmm.
because people were selling kids.
They were, yeah,
Like
and
that's why I remember being upset because they're like, why would you stop adoption? And then I find out,
like
well, because people were selling their kids.
they were, and like for formula, it was bad. They were being bamboozled almost.
Yeah.
I don't know what the correct word is, but they were not being honest with mothers, and so dirty lawyers, companies, or agencies, they were taking advantage of this. And I did use a reputable agency. Just we both did, me and Wendy both did. So it was sad. Yeah.
So, and that, I mean, the people there though, where they lived, and real estate there is not cheap.
Yeah.
Because there's just not a lot of it. Because it's a lot of mountains, so there's just not a lot of
Right.
buildable land.
Did you get out of the city, Guatemala City?
Oh God, yeah,
Okay.
we were 3.5, 4 hours outside the city.
Did you go on the other side of the coast, the Pacific? Is that the Pacific side?
We went. It was more towards the middle. We went to Chimichanga.
Chimichanga.
It's not Chimichanga.
It's not Chimichanga, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Chicha.
I can't say it, but like Will's from Escalawinta. I can't even say it right, but that's the other side. And then I think Brooks was right outside Guatemala City.
So have they done DNA or anything? Have they thought about?
Will has gone back. Doesn't have any desire to, to make connections. He just wanted to give back. He did his service. That was a service trip. Brooks, I mean, he wants to change the world, and I hope his fire doesn't go out. But he didn't really have a desire to go over there. Maybe one day, but I mean, the boys have said it best. I mean, like they're happy. They don't have a desire or some sort of need to go back and.
They don't owe anybody anything.
Mm-mm.
They don't owe the country anything. I think they should go back. It sounds like they have, just to see where they're from. You just kind of want to know. But,
Will did. He went to the service trip. Like when they put 100 bunk beds in a city outside of Guatemala in the mountains. And I want to say he did that twice because Dawn went. And Brent.
Was she with the Guatemala Mamas? Because that was a group through
Maybe.
Southside that went. But I remember y'all were doing it at the same time.
I can't remember.
It was
I think
big thing.
Wendy and Dawn might have connected with them.
Yeah.
But Brooks didn't want to go.
Really?
And I don't think I just think age-wise, I don't think he was ready to process all that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. Will had a good time. Will had met some of the ones that had come over, and so he was good.
Yeah, it's I don't know what adoption, like being adopted, is like. Like, people ask me a lot. Well, no one asks me anything, but I give my opinion.
We're good at that. So if you need to hire us to give your opinion,
yes, we got opinions, and we can motivate you to give your opinion. But like people do when we're talking about not having a dad full time when you're growing up, or my dad wasn't necessarily in my life the full time. I was like, well, I didn't know any better. Like it wasn't. He just wasn't there. I didn't. I was a very aloof child too. I didn't really know what the hell was going on. I didn't think or process.
Right.
Like, why do I not have this or that? I just kind of was like.
It was so different back then. I think traditional wise, I think that we're moving away. I know just in my experience, we have more non-traditional families than ever before, whether it's grandparents are raising kids, single moms are raising kids, two dads, two moms, two moms, a mom and dad over here, and a mom. I mean, it's so non-traditional now.
Well, I think the great part of that, and the reason that is spurred, is because people realize how important it is to have a family and raise, no matter what it looks like.
And I've known some great families who were so amicable, whether it was divorce or whatever, and they were able to raise these kids, and they are so healthy, and they're doing the right thing. I think that it's really about if the kid, I'm not a professional, but I think if the kids' needs are met, like, they're safe, they can go to school and learn, and they have, love and their home and whatever family that looks like. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah. I would say me and Jeanette could not be further apart on so many things.
Right.
How to raise, what's important, a lot of things.
Right.
But we co-parent, I believe, better than most people ever.
I agree.
Like, I feel like, for the most part, we respect each other's boundaries and time, and I respect her beliefs, even though I
Mhm.
might not agree with them.
Yeah.
I want my kids to have
Right.
that belief, even though it's not necessarily mine. I want them to see
Yeah.
what other people like. Same
Mhm.
with religion.
Yeah.
Like I've tried to take my kids to different churches because I don't want them just to grow up
Right.
being non-denominational just because that's where I took them.
Mhm.
I've taken them to a Catholic church, and I say I've taken them to
You've
not many
exposed
others,
them
but-
to a lot.
Right. I want them to go to a Muslim whatever
Yeah, that'd be
rock worshiping or whatever they do.
cool. That'd be cool.
Loose lips
Sink
ships.
ships.
Yes.
Yes.
Here's your motivational quote for today. Let's see. I've got quotes here. Let's see. Oh no, I wrote this down.
Okay.
I wrote two things down. I think this could be a big thing. I wrote this down and was very excited about it.
Okay.
I wrote it down 2 weeks ago, and I can't remember what the hell it means. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to figure out what it means, or just decide what.
All right.
I wrote down silent friends right there. And I remember writing that down, and I heard it somewhere. And then I was like, what does that mean? What is a silent friend? I even Googled it, and nothing pulled up. It was like a book. And then I asked ChatGPT.
I was going to say, did you ask ChatGPT? He knows everything.
It came up with some ideas, and it said, and maybe this is it, because I really like this. It said, who are you a big fan of or a friend to, but they don't even know it? And I was starting to think about some people that I follow on Facebook, families or kids that the kid probably doesn't even know I exist. Or the family probably doesn't know that I see everything that they do, and I absolutely love who they are. I don't know. That's what I came up with.
No, I've got some. The Rolodex is going.
That's what I want to know. Who are you a silent friend of? Or if we have if you come up with another reason what that means, or if anybody's ever heard that term,
let us know.
Can tell me what a silent friend is.
Yeah.
Because I also thought I've got good friends that I've not seen in years.
But I always on social media. That's the simplest way you can like love, and you know who pops in my mind right now would be the O'Neills.
Yeah.
Janie, J-Lo. Just because I think if she ever picked up the phone and called me, we're there. I've got a ton of them. I think that friends, loosely used, but I consider you a friend.
Oh,
I mean, I was so excited about this. I took a half a day vacation. Ooh. Yeah, well, I didn't really. I just left early.
Well, I think, I picture if you ran into Janie, it wouldn't be the basic, how have you been?
No, we'd
What's
pick
going
up.
on? How the kids? You would just get into some
Let's go to Taco Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, and maybe that's what it was. I've got a good friend, Heath Spence, that, I mean, we're same, just two peas in a pod. We are just trouble together.
Right.
We went to so many concerts and did so many things because our risk levels were at the same.
That's what it is.
We are willing to do anything and everything. Our tolerance for risk is never getting in trouble, but we're going to push every boundary. And I just do not see him. I don't talk to him at all, maybe once a year. But yet I felt like I could plan a vacation. Let's meet here for 2 weeks and go scuba diving, and I would have zero anxiety about what that would be like.
Oh, yeah.
If that makes sense? We would just pick up and just rock on and have the best time. Mm-hmm. The best time ever.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if that's what I meant by it.
Maybe.
No. To anybody else besides Janie, who else did you not see that often? Or it might even be somebody, it doesn't even have to be somebody that you're friends with. That you've ever, you could be another example is Don Cochran was my roommate at college. I knew them growing up. And his wife posts on, she's a teacher, and their kid, and it just, maybe that just, she's good at social media. But I absolutely love her relationship with her kid and her mom and her family. And watching that kid, I've never met this kid in my life, but watching him grow up, and he's now going to the 7th grade. I'm like, I've been watching this kid since he was 2 on social media. Yeah. Never met him. And I just love his relationship with his mom and their vacations. It just looks like the coolest family in the world. Mm-hmm. That could be another definition. I don't know.
I think you nailed it. But I think there could be other definitions. I don't know. There's a couple out there. I don't want to put it out there though.
Yeah.
Because then it'll be weird if I see them.
Yeah.
They might not feel the same way. be like, Lisa. They might not like me, but I like everything about them.
Heath, do you still like me? Oh my God. What have we done?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's
Yeah.
stepping outside the comfort zone.
So I had another, my best friend, like forever, from 11th grade to probably 40.
Okay.
Best friends. I mean, if I had to nail one down, and bam, at one moment, then we just don't talk at all. I've not spoken words to him. Nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
No negative feelings at all. Just he lives in another state.
Mm-hmm.
And just nothing at all. And then he actually came to visit because his parents live here, and I had no desire to connect. And I felt horrible about that.
But we're not the same people we used to be.
Right.
So I think
but that's different than my friend Heath. That if he came here, I'd
all of a sudden you revert.
I would drop everything to go find him and have one beer.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really weird. That this is a great guy that I'm talking about. That we were good friends, but I was just like, I literally thought it'd be awkward.
Yeah.
I was like, we're gonna be asking questions like, "What have you been doing?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Someone you have fun with that you can pick up where you left off.
I think that might be it. Me and Heath's relationship is based purely off of fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a relationship with his.
Like, what are you doing now? And you might be doing. They might be doing better than you. Or
he don't know my kids. I don't know what he does for a living. Nothing other than we have fun.
Right.
When we're together. All right. What is your pettiest grudge? Do you have one? That's a tough question. I like it.
I do.
You do? Do you want to talk about it? You don't have to name the person.
Pettiest grudge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet they'll know.
Yeah.
They'll know if I say it because it's.
Because I got a couple too, and you can't really.
They'll know it's too much.
Your favorite charity? Because I love to give people the opportunity. Like, where's your heart? It could be. You don't have to give money to them. It could be where you give your time. It could be just one that you just want to see thrive, and you're not really involved in one day you want to be.
We always stay. We're always. Here's what gets me, and it's not really favorite charity. It's if it feels like if I feel in my heart like a GoFundMe.
Oh yeah.
If it's something that speaks to me, then I'll write. I'll give you as much as I can.
Yeah.
And there was one I know, an acquaintance of mine that back in the day in high school, something tragic happened with her and another person, and I gave money like that, but we ended on bad terms. I think I even defriended them or something.
Oh. I get defriended a lot. Like I've noticed that. I'm like, why would you defriend me like that?
I know. And
I'm trying to think of the moment that they.
But I think it's what speaks. I'm a giving person. I think I have a lot of empathy for especially animals.
Yeah.
Like I probably would have given money to Lloyd, the alligator, if they asked.
I'm sorry to go Monday.
But I'm not.
Well, I love that what you just said because at Southside, when we go to church, they talked about tithing, and they talked about how important it was to give regularly, like to plan. Like you need to have a plan. You can't just give, willy nilly to there. You have to have a plan, but that plan should include GoFundMes and charities and all that. So they talked about. They said you don't have to give it all to the church. They said, but if that's the type of person you are, you need to plan to. Hey, this month I'm seeking out, or I'm prepared to, so that you were able to. And they want. It was basically encouraging people, saying that is part of giving. Andy? As to giving them, yeah.
Okay, he's good.
Yeah,
Andy's good.
And I loved it.
Okay, well, I would be that person that if I have to intentionally plan, I'll.
Well,
but I think that you're giving back. You're giving back when you stop on the road and you save a turtle. To me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a big believer in you either got to give with your time or your money.
That's right.
One of the two.
But if someone, you have to give one of the two. And you're the same way. If someone challenges us, like, here's your initiative. I need you to raise money. Like when we started the race, the 5K race, the race for New Dawn. Like I go all in, man. Like let's go. Yeah. We can make this happen. I think I'm really good at that event.
The pressure and the
let's go. I thrive off of that.
Yeah.
So I think I translate that over into education with a lot of the initiatives I do in education.
So the Floyd GoFundMe,
Yeah,
we'll create that and put it in the.
we'll give it back to
I like
someone.
this question. If you could fly, but only when you're happy, or you could fly only when you're sad, which one would you do?
Happy.
Happy.
Yeah, I try to keep my barometer. Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to know the psychology behind that.
What? Yeah. Where'd you come up with that question?
I don't know.
Sad.
So-
Maybe if you were
because
sad
the
and you could fly, you'd be happy. I doubt it.
then
There's
you
only.
crash.
But
Like,
I would be
you turn-
flying somewhere to make me happy, and there's really only a couple of things that would make me really sad.
Well, I think the flying to be sad would be the escape. Like, as if you just needed to get away. I would think that would be somebody the opposite of us that just, like, I feed off of the energy of people.
Me too.
But if you're the type of person that I just need
A break.
to be away from people.
There goes David.
You know? I would love it if you crashed when you were happy. That would be awesome.
Oh my gosh!
People-
Hey!
They'd start getting happy and they were like, no. Oh,
I'm mad.
I don't know.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
You need to do a poll after you run this.
Oh, yeah.
See what people say.
I want somebody to give me the psychology behind it. All right, what's a TED Talk that you could give with zero prep?
Oh, I would say, and I just heard this. We had some kids do TED Talks, and I loved this one. It was the power of parental engagement in student success. And there's so many kids, and I'm saying firsthand, like even, I'm not gonna say who it is, but like Wendy has had to help this child with college acceptance and getting, not acceptance, but getting ready, all those forms you got to fill out. But just seeing kids like floundering because they don't have that support at home, and then we're having to do that at school.
Yeah.
From college applications to financial aid to rooming and board and how are you making ends meet. That is, they don't have it, so they come here, and now we're that person too.
Yeah.
So it layers.
Well, I love that because we talked about Skyview where Aiden just graduated.
Yeah.
And they do not let you graduate
Unless you got a
until
plan.
you come sit and they go through what are you doing, and not just like let's talk about it.
No, it's a plan.
It's a plan.
Yeah.
And I was like thrilled. They're like, I gotta go meet with like 3 hours. Like it's a scheduled like. I was like, that's brilliant because most kids would just walk out and be like, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I guess I'll.
So that was one of my passions, and I think that anybody, I haven't seen any school and high school do it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Academic, military, career signings, not just athletic signing. Like they have athletic signings, I get that. But where I'm at in the school I was at before, we had, let's just say, I'm just gonna throw a number out. 380 students graduate. So our goal in the counseling department and our principal was to make sure 380 students that graduated had a plan, and we made a big deal about it. So they did a college signing if they got accepted. They did career signing, whether they got a job at the fire department or hospital. Because that is career planning, like welding, HVAC, auto, diesel, aviation. All that is career. Like there's a demand there.
That's awesome.
And military. So
Yeah.
we had a day where those kids signed, and we're at the bottom line is 10% of our kids didn't know what they were doing. So now we were able to target those 10%, and we could say, okay, what's your plan? So the goal is to have every kid leave high school with a plan. Not, I don't know, because there's enough of that.
That's brilliant. I love that because they could have the backdrop, whether it's a
That's right.
projection.
Huge. And I'm just saying, if some of the high schools want to get on board with that plan, you can reach me at alicia.pierce. I'm just kidding. That anybody can do this. Like, that's such low hanging fruit. Lisa, we got this. Okay. It's not. Oh,
Would you be a friendly ghost or a scary ghost?
Definitely friendly. That's a predictable answer. No, I would be mean. And I don't want to do that forever. I don't want to be either one. Take me home. Like, spread my ashes and take me home.
I need to define it more because I love the idea of scaring the crap out of people, but then laughing with them afterwards.
Laughing with them, and they
Like,
wouldn't know it was me.
Yeah, I guess you can't laugh with them, but I don't know. Like, I'd want to scare people.
50-50. That's a
Yeah.
50-50.
I want to scare them, but I ain't trying to like.
And that's the
I
rest.
ain't trying to murder them and make them like. I'm not trying to put blood down the walls and stuff like that.
No.
I definitely would knock some stuff off the walls. I'm definitely doing that.
Yeah.
But that'd be cool just to pick stuff up and people like, oh, you dropped this. I'm like, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there a product you sponsor without any pay? I mean, is there something like Bud Light, Dr. Pepper? Is there something that you always, when people see you, you always got a cup of this in your hand, or this shirt, or a brand? Any labels that you sponsor?
I am
but
so.
you don't get paid.
I get no. That's like if you asked any educator that, they would say their money and their time and everything goes to the school, the children. But anybody would tell you. I mean, like my passion is kids and teachers. Like whether if I have to cook all night and I bring in a lunch, or we do a spontaneous potluck, bringing the community together. My thing at Jackson High School was we were taking pictures of kids doing just anything, and we were using like easy canvas, and we had pictures all over our school of just our kids, celebrating our kids and our teachers. So when you walked in the building, it felt like home. It wasn't so sterile and white walls and missions and visions and all this stuff.
A lot of kids don't get that at home.
No, and when they graduated or the end of the year, go get your picture off the wall. You should see the kids running to get their pictures and take them off the wall. That was a big deal.
Ah.
So, and that was done with a lot of.
That's good to know, because I do, through your social media, see you celebrating your teachers all the time.
I do.
Obviously, you can't post a lot of things with kids in it, but I have noticed that you are always orchestrating something fun to have your teachers be engaged or celebrate them or whatever. So
they can't be celebrated enough. And when your teachers, I mean, it's cliche, but they know if you love them or not. It's not just a job. Kids too. They know if you care. Yeah. Genuinely.
Well, I've heard that because I wanted to be a teacher.
You would be a great teacher. Oh my God.
The problem with me being a teacher is I've heard that what most teachers hate about being a teacher is the micromanagement from administration. And I'm like, well, that obviously I could not handle. You know, either I'm doing good or I'm not. If I'm not doing good, fire me. If I'm doing good, leave me alone. That's like my motto in everything I do. So I don't know if I'd be successful as a teacher.
I think you would. It translates just like you ran your boot camp. If you are genuine and you really I think if you were to poll any of the teachers I've worked with, they will say, "Oh no, Lisa, I hope they would say she was fun. She knew we were the best. We celebrated the best." And just like this team I'm working with now, it's my math team I'm working with. You know, from where we started to where we ended, they grew so much. But they only did that because they knew I believed in them, and they know when you disengage or you pull back, because cynicism kills culture. To me, 24/7. But I think when it's authentic, and you have the kids in mind, because it all went back to, you got to believe these kids can do it. Yeah. You got to, because if you don't believe they can do it, you can find every excuse in the book. They can't read. Their literacy rates aren't on time. They can't add. They can't do this. That'll kill culture. But when you believe they can, just like in boot camp, you can change. You can change the trajectory of a teacher and a student.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite words, trajectory.
Isn't that a good? That's a good word.
Leslie Tarrick uses that a lot.
Does she? Yeah. I love Leslie. Yeah. She would be one of those that I like. Secret friends.
Yes.
That's a good family.
It is.
They are good people.
Yes. So we started boot camp, and I'm winding this down. We are getting older. We talked about that. What is the greatest thing, and what is the worst thing about getting older?
God, don't you hurt now?
Oh, I do, and I don't know. Is it fixable? Like, because I see people run, like I can't run.
Turmeric.
Y'all are
I don't run anymore. I walk.
Oh, y'all walk.
Walking is the most underrated sport ever.
Yeah, I don't believe in that turmeric crap.
I don't either, but there are other people in the house that do. So, more power to you.
I've taken it 3 times, and I wasn't healed, so it obviously does not work.
What else? I like to sleep more. That's a good thing. Do you like to sleep? Like, I could sleep a lot now.
Really, I don't sleep as much.
Well, okay. Some other things. I
But you
miss.
also don't have anybody in the house. The kids are gone. Well, no,
Well,
your son's still
see,
there.
there. I got a month and a half left. I don't like. This is gonna sound really bad. Like, not people.
Oh no, people.
Is it?
Oh, it's
Like my
people.
circle is so small now.
Oh
Like I
yeah,
don't really want. Like I don't need a lot of friends anymore.
yeah. No, I'm shocked at how I'm like.
My circle has done this right
Yeah,
here, and like right now, if you're not here, probably won't be.
like I've got people that I like
Yeah,
that I'm just like I ain't got time for you because it's too hard to see you.
yeah. And
I
when
like
I am
you,
with a
I
group of
enjoy
people,
you,
I just
yeah.
want to sit and talk to you.
Right.
Like I don't need to.
Oh yeah.
It's too
No,
much.
that's big.
It's too much.
When people have said that many times about shrinking your people and not caring, and I think I'm just now doing that for the first time in the last year. Where
Really?
people that I really like.
Yeah.
I mean, I like them, but I ain't got time for it. I don't. I'm not going out of my way anymore to try to maintain that
Right.
relationship. It's too difficult.
Are you a texter on the phone or a talker?
I want to text information. I want to have a conversation on the phone.
Okay.
Like, do not text me a conversation.
Like what we did on the other day. Like,
Yeah, that's
what are we
information.
talking about? What time I need to be
That's
here?
information.
That's information.
But like, hey, what's been going on? No, I ain't got time.
Yeah, because then that's just like a courtesy.
Like, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Like, no, if we're gonna talk about something,
mm-hmm.
it's just too much texting. Like, maybe
Okay.
I'll use voice notes or voice texting or something like that because I do text primarily. But I just don't want to have a conversation. And I have friends that travel
mm-hmm.
for work, a lot of driving.
Yeah.
And then they just want to call while they're driving and
Right.
nothing else. And I love that they want to stay in touch. But I do not want to have a 20-minute conversation about how you've been.
No, I want to. If I call you, you know I'm calling you for something.
Right.
Like, hey, you're not going to believe this. I want you to meet somebody.
Man.
Oh.
I can't believe that girl didn't like me. That was crazy. I'm happy now.
You do look happy.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, well. I met somebody that was good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Little David's growing up.
Little David's growing up. All right, closing time. So let's talk about real estate. I don't have any real estate questions for you. I think we kind of hit on some of them, but what do you think for your kids? So that's a good place. You got two kids that one's going in college, one's a junior.
I know.
Sophomore, junior. So
coming back home.
like, how important is that?
Very.
For them to buy a house. Like, I don't remember when we bought houses. When was your first home?
It would be when I got my first job, maybe my late 20s.
Okay, so it wasn't like get out of college, got to go buy a house.
No, but we do talk about like do we need to buy property now so they have a place to come back to? Is that too much? I mean, like are the kids that graduated years and years ago, are they coming back to Fayette County? I mean, that's the big conversation right now, isn't it?
It's been a conversation.
Yeah.
Like they're not because
can they? I'm so disconnected. I don't know.
Well, there's just nothing.
Everything is so expensive. Well, I know everything's expensive just because we're trying to get our dear friends that live in Decatur to come move down here, and they love this area. But the areas they're looking at are like Sonoya,
Right.
You know, Coweta. I mean, you keep going further and further out.
It's odd to say that Sonoya. I think Sonoya has a good vibe.
Yeah.
And so does, to me, downtown Noonan has a great vibe.
Yes.
There's nothing in Fayette County with a vibe. Like, I don't think the best thing is the bus barn in Fayetteville.
Bus barn in Fayetteville.
That's a good place to drink a
Trilith,
beer.
but you've got to like be. I mean,
I don't even think that's a good vibe, even though I love it.
I
like
to
going
go
out
and
there
eat.
because it's neat.
Yeah.
But it ain't like a vibe. When I talk about a vibe, like where I could sit there for 6 hours.
Oh yeah.
And just walk from place to place, like
yeah.
Like if I lived next door, would I be cool there?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't. And I love Trilith, but I don't feel the same vibe there that I do. You know,
it's
Sonora's
definitely a different vibe.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe. Yeah.
It's different people. I feel like I don't know.
I think it's got a bunch of different communities, but I love where I live.
Yeah. There's no beer garden.
No.
That's my biggest issue with Peachtree City.
There's no beer garden?
There's no beer garden. I mean, Lion Creek is the best.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I want beer gardens where I can kind of go.
And sample?
Like, I would love for Partners Pizza to put a beer garden in that big island right there in the middle.
Oh yeah.
I know they're about to close and do their whole thing, but it's just, is it going to be a get off my lawn thing with these $1 million condos above the businesses?
That's right.
Like, what's
I
that going to
don't
look
know.
like when I don't know.
I wish I could provide some insight, but just
I don't have any. I just like to complain about what's going
Well.
on. But I do love, if you've been to, I don't even know what that, across from Partners Pizza, that little Bloom where Bloom Organics is.
Mm-hmm. I've never been there.
They're redoing that whole thing. New roofs, new everything. It looks nice. It looks nice already, and it's only 50% complete.
Well, maybe I could break out of my bubble and get out if
That's Mexican. Take your little Guatemalan kids over there.
Okay.
And
They like cheese dip.
Max is always, every time I mention, hey, you want to go get Mexican? You're so racist.
I know. How about the sub? This is a funny story. A sub in Will's class one day called his name out. She's calling the taking attendance. That's what they call it. And they said, William Pierce. No, he didn't answer. Will Pierce. And how about she goes up to Will and goes, "Do you speak English?"
No.
I was like, Will, you missed an opportunity. You should have said, "Yo no say." No speaking. I mean, he missed an opportunity to totally get through with no work that day. But yeah, that's happened. It's called profiling people.
His name's Will. I mean, it wasn't Eduardo.
No, I don't know what she did. I don't know what she was thinking. I won't name names.
That's weird because I'm like, I don't know. It sounds like something I'd do to be funny. But like, I'd just be a smart ass. That's another reason why I could not teach.
You could, because
Like,
we have teachers we have teachers that can be funny. They can be funny. Those are the kids. The kids love them.
Do they drug test?
No, I don't think so.
I do not do drugs. I make a drug reference on every one of them, but every one of these talks, but I don't.
Does anybody now? Do people do that anymore?
Oh yeah.
I'm really asking. Do they do that? Because what's legal, what's not? I don't understand.
I think
unless you got a DAT pen or a vape, you're going to a tribunal.
It's the edibles that are really popular now among adults, which I don't know what kids are doing. But a lot of adults are doing edibles.
Okay.
And
the edibles look like candy now. You should see the stuff we take up.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in the store.
They have Doritos. They have Skittles. They have...
Are they called like Skibbles or something like that?
You look for the little plant. There's a little plant on there, but if not, they look exactly like it. Yes. Taking a couple of those
things. Do they get in trouble, or are you just like, I ain't got time?
Yes, they get in trouble. You should see my drawer. I should have taken a picture of the drawer I have.
What do you do with them when you're done?
At the end of the year, we dispose them, or they go into a locked safe. I want to do something at open house, and so the parents can see the stuff the kids are bringing in.
That's a great idea.
And how do you know what's THC and what's not? Because I don't think they have.
We could also resell them and use the money to have a.
Yes, I could celebrate perfect attendance with the selling of vapes and THC products. I'm sure that's legal somewhere.
Okay.
Students of the week. Yeah, it could go for my students of the week.
Celebrate our differences. That came up at Scouts. If you've seen that video, I'm sure you have. Mm-hmm. If they know that, but one of the kids, they sang that to the kid who was Asian, which is offensive. I agree, but I added on that the video was very funny. If it's not targeted at you, like it's one of those, just to watch the video is hilarious.
Right.
But if someone says this to you, that's obviously directed.
Yeah.
And the crowd did not like that I liked that video. But I know they all like it at home and laugh.
They probably did.
They did. Yeah. We'll put a link in the bio.
You should. Under the motivational speaking.
Under the motivational speaking. I don't know. Anyway, that's a different topic. So, I have loved seeing you and would love to do it again. I think it gets better every time we can meet. Yeah. Maybe we can get a group and...
I think you should get the group. Yeah. Let's get a core group.
I thought... So one idea for my podcast was to call it Friends and to meet at the fountain.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
Because, the fountain just like in the Friends.
Right.
And we would start there and then, you got to deal with the noise. So we would literally could just start there and just do a little open-end video, but then just sit around and talk. And I think that would be a
Yeah.
blast.
We could bring a couch out there.
Because they have a couch.
Yeah.
My God.
Bring a couch like the Friends set up.
All right, I'm doing it.
That would be fun. That would be.
I'm going to find out who the first 10 boot campers were that stayed for a while.
Okay.
And we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We'll get Janie for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think. Well, Dawn was there from the get-go.
Dawn was there.
Right?
She did it because I did. We both signed up together. Dory, Josh.
Dory was there. Josh and Josh. God, I would love to get Josh Nickel. He's a fascinating individual.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
picks up and moves on the other side of the ocean.
Yeah.
He's
and
crazy.
then comes back here and is like running 3 companies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never met anybody like that.
Shelton now, what is he doing? He's like...
It's like the head of FedEx or something.
I thought, oh, okay.
Was it UPS?
CSI or something? I don't know. Did he leave FedEx? He's like a big wig. He's like, yeah, he's like CEO or something. I think
he's the head of, would it be security? Whatever, of FedEx. I thought.
Okay.
I thought.
Josh, you the man.
Stay in touch, yeah.
Stay in touch.
He's good at his job.
He really
always
is,
has been. He's good at relaying that information to the community too. So, trying to think, Scott Munn was an OG. And
Scott Munn. Scott, how you doing?
Talking about ching chong ching. It's not racist. He's not really Asian. He just looks it.
Who else? Leo. Joy.
You know, it's funny. Like
Dory.
Leo's wife was at boot camp before Leo, so we'd have to have her.
Yeah.
But Leo was there for a long time.
It was a good group. It was a good group.
Even Alan. I still talk to Alan oddly.
Yeah, he's living his best life.
Oh my God. They just bought a house up in Maine.
Beautiful.
It's ridiculous.
The mountains, the scenery.
It's incredible.
People have flown the nest.
Yes. I don't know if I would love his life right now because they are out there. They are.
I think based on our small circle and the older I get, I think I could do it.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I think now that I'm in a relationship, I think I can see it more. Because before everything, all my social revolved around friends.
Graduation parties.
Yeah, but now I could see just moving up there and just being chilling. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, have a good summer since teachers just do nothing all summer long.
They're recharging.
But you're also working. We talked about that earlier. A lot of them you have planning and all kind of things.
Yeah, yeah. We're starting early, but yeah.
Oh well. Go kids.
Go kids. Cheers.
All right.
Okay.
Cut.
Well, was it good?
Yes.
Okay.
Substance. A lot of substance.
Now, do you go back and cut and cut?
So I use an app that literally it'll cut it up for me, and then I go in and edit the snippets.
Okay.
So it'll edit it like just using AI based on her work. I don't know how the fuck it does it. It'll just, if we change conversations, I don't know. And then I'll go in and I might have to add a little or subtract, and then it makes those little snippets.
Nice. Now, what will be the max time limit on it?
I don't know. Most of them, it does them anywhere from 20 seconds to 3 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
So I've not really posted any 3-minute ones. Because it's more the eye-catching, the most views and all that I get are on everything short.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's really cool how it does it. Like,
I think this is great.
Yeah. Let me stop it. The conversations when it seems horrible,